dirty. And I'll be damned if it doesn't get you more. Hold it right there, orc scum!
Calm down, Duke.
Just hold your tongue, will you, Bibius? Can't be too careful. We are sworn to protect Scythiel. We're legionnaires, of course. On the lookout for orcs.
Liberators of liquor too, aren't we, old?
Shh! Just pipe down, will you, Bibius? Aye, a noble word for watchdog, that. For that is what we do. Watch over the local dogs that ever so often aim for one another's throat. And
Best way to calm a wily dog is to neuter it. Ha! Spay for pay. Legion's motto.
just put a sock in it, will you, Bibius?
Ever kept the watch? Stood on the lookout for hours on end, bored stiff. Boredom's a demon, but so, you're sorcerers, are you? And how are we supposed to verify that's true?
You know what? We'll take you two to the wizard. I know he reads.
Agreed. A wizard is bound to know more about what is going on around here.
Capital, come along. We're not far from the city.
Devil!
The Unmaker, devil! For the Legion!
What the hell's happening down there? Orcs! Bloody orcs! Come, let's go back to the bridge. Let the source hunters handle their big brutes.
I need another chance!
Seven, aid me. Did you see that? Those orcs had a human
Who was
commander.
that joker leading
How
those
very
orcs?
curious.
Damn traitor.
And how very
Where are
disquiet.
Phineas and Junius? Didn't they hear the fight?
One day, comrade, vengeance will be ours.
Hail, Source Hunter! Why, I don't think I could ask for a more. I'm a proud legionnaire and always will be. But I thought it's these orcs. Now that rat-faced shaman of theirs even went to the trouble. They may need help. I'd go myself, but we legionnaires are under strict orders, and it beats me what traitorous madness came over that dog. A man among orcs! Whatever the cur's incentive to raise swords alongside that murderous lot, let's all hope it was a private.
I like you much better with your guts on the floor.
I like you much better with your guts on the floor. One day, comrade, vengeance will be ours.
Hey, oh, I'm not so different from any other.
What's all this ruckus? Sounded worse than a dozen top. Ah, but I see we've suffered another orc landing. You're as welcome as a glass of cooled milk on a hot day, my friend. I'm Ahu, at your service. It was I who requested your presence, so you were, and so you weren't. There we are. Meet my other half. Ha ha! No need to look so. Now that the cat is out of the bag, it's hard to put my finger on it, but I can feel in my very... Captain Aureus, though, the local commander of the Legion, insists I'm seeing... Jake was murdered in a downstairs room of the King Crab Inn, up in Sicil proper. The Legion keeps it under lock and key, so there are. Or rather, she seems a likely candidate to be sure, but that would make her a sort... Still, don't simply take my word for it, Hunter. It may be well worth your while to cross-examine her yourself. The Legion has her under guard in her shop. A human, you say? Truly? But that would be like a kitten leading a wolf pack. And yet, I have heard rumors about a sect of sorts. A shadowy set of worshippers that associate even with orcs. Some say they're sorcerers, but people will say that about anyone who behaves a bit strangely. Now, I don't quite know what to make of this news, but thank you for the undead. They've been... The Legion did a good job keeping them at bay. Someone is responsible for the outbreak. Necromancers. Unfortunately, that is absolutely correct. We've cordoned off the western beach where most orc activity has been reported. There's nothing of interest along the waterfront, except for a set of caves. Oh, but that's not a trick. Such magic is a gift, Hunter, to be out in the night. But of course, it's handy to speak in more than meows. I'm glad we've met, Source Hunter. Once you're there, just take the stairs. But do pay a visit to Aureus. And with that,
Sects, undead, orcs. Looks like we have our work cut out for us.
At least we won't be bored. How about we go see that Aureus chap Ahu mentioned?
Steady, boys, steady. We'll be leaving as soon as we're packed up.
Fancy a sip, skipper?
Size seal, shiver me timbers and sliver me heels.
Plenty of fish in the sea, but I've got the foulest of the lot on my racks.
Say, no one's around. You wouldn't raise a fuss if I,
Burrow, indeed. I'll sooner meet a cat wizard than...
Come now! I'll be good for it, I swear! I never would have dreamt of resorting to petty theft during bedtime. Oh, my story's tired by now. I was a happier. So what do you think? Should I...
That merchant has to eat too, you know. Leave the fish alone.
Yes. You know what they say about giving a man a fish. This...
I suppose you've got... A hungry man, you know.
sheep's cheese, tomatoes. Oh, hello.
Toe of snake, wing of worm, brew and spice 'em, stir and churn. Join the Stud Club if you've got an eye for farm potatoes.
You don't think it's infected, do you?
Come on now, I pulled her off you before she could do any real damage.
To leave the city is to venture into danger. Be careful, Sauce Hunter.
Come on with the dramatics. It's not as bad as all that.
The face, Virius. She bit me in the face.
Look on the bright side. Everyone knows the ugly soldiers are the most
sir.
ferocious.
Ugly will be the least of it. The beast looks ravished.
What have we here, then? A so-called Sauce Hunter, eh? Well, look, do what gods above! Some politician snuffs it and everyone's in an uproar. Ridiculous! Nevertheless, I want to be kept in the loop, understand? I am in command. The scene of the crime is over at the King Crab Inn. You can tell the guard you have my Esmeralda is Jake's wife. Well, widow. Everyone in town, down to the crabs on the beach, is convinced she killed him. What? You're going to stand there and claim with a straight face your order never wrongly tortured and executed anyone?
The least of it. The beast looks ravished.
In that case, you'll have the pleasure of putting her down yourself.
I wish for you to try and screech, woman. The beast speaks, so you haven't really got in a feral maul, have you? The cretin's question crossed her lips and aped an air of aptitude.
Hey, no, I think
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
You there! A moment of your indulgence, if you please. You are... No, scratch that. It is so much more than Mendius at your service. What is my profession? Well, I'll tell you what it... Oh, it's not merely an opportunity.
Of course I do. How could someone in my profession not?
Quite right. Adventure is what we live for.
See here. You and I share the same... too bad your line of work comes with such measly...
Well, I can't say that I haven't.
Yes. Some extra gold is always welcome.
Indeed. Indeed, gold is even so, my friend. Matters of a pecuniary nature aside, what is life without variety?
It's better to lead than to follow. That much is...
Better to be served.
Well spoken. Well said indeed. And that is exactly why I am here. Why fate has put me right by the door to the king.
Get it on, it's fresh.
Back, demon! Back, or I'll... Well, I'll tell you. It sure does me good to set eyes on another of our order. Heavens hornets! That's quite a story. See, I'm here on... Well, let's call it there's been an attack there, comrade. What they want in Hunter's Edge, I can't say. But it's my responsibility to send them. I came south seeking the Legion's help, only to find it tied here in Sicil. By the skin of my teeth, comrade. I managed to wrench free of my captor's grip. Oh, my good man. Drink.
Greetings, Source Hunter. I don't mean to hinder. Not exactly the friendliest bloke, the captain, it.
What happened? Is this a dream?
I don't think so. That stone. Somehow it sent us flying into the stars.
Terrible, terrible, terrible! It will find a quill that lasts a billion... Oh, yes, proper introductions. Zigzags the historian at your service. As for how I got here, well, for a historian, how you, on such a tiny and rapidly shrinking vestige of space and time... Ah, at last a question I can answer. Time ought naturally to have no end at all. Show, don't tell, I always say. So go.
That imp may be quite...
You looked. You saw. The portal. It's quite sprung to life. You, dear stranger. Those torches. A light. This, goodness me, how right you are. It is the void itself. I can't say for sure where it came from, how or why, but it's not that I believe, it's that I have seen. Then, no longer than a few mere moments after... Ah, though I cannot say for certain. In fact, every last question that ever... But why spoil the mystery? After you... You first, you first. Yes! Just as I hoped. There she is! There it is! Come, don't delay!
And he's off.
It seems the imp has spotted exactly who and what he'd hoped to find here.
Could it be?
Indeed, Sir Imp. As
astounding,
you have brought guests.
My reaction exactly, milady. It was their arrival here.
This is a question better put to our guests themselves. Tell us. A stone. So, it was a stone that caused the great shock of energy. Not like this, no. Never had I experienced something so. But yours has. You appeared before me.
But, Madam Weaver, how is it possible? Do you...
Like the stones, your guests are source hunters. It would seem that yourselves and Starstone are... Starstone is not what it seems, Source Hunter. Do you see what violence my work has suffered?
Mysteries of all time.
It would appear that Starstone transformed...
I see. What?
Yes. Though I cannot... If we do not restore time, if we do not discover the true nature of these stones, indeed you must. Though I may not yet understand why.
Why, of course, that that's what they were doing. I have recorded...
Without these stones, Hunter, there will be no Rivellon.
That shall never be, milady. As sure as he's our most mysterious guest. Are you...
Not a moment ago we were hunting source in Rivellon, and now we're being told that we alone can prevent the end of time by way of some...
We can't deny our reaction to Starstone. There must be something to all of this, mad as it may seem.
No matter how improbable, anything is possible. If the...
So, what do you think, Source Hunter?
How welcome you are upon this rep.
The glint in your... No, we'll use, but you'll need a way. Luckily, the power of portals is... Off you go, then. You've Starstone to find, and I've a tapestry. Cross my heart, hope to fade in the... Before you go, Source Hunter, a final word. I hope he'll be able to help you. The Lady of Time, the Weaver of History, I am...
Source Hunters, I welcome you once again. I know the imp historian has told you about his agent on Rivellon, and that agent is I, and I'll be delighted to give it. It can therefore hardly be a coincidence that Councillor Jake was a collector of the stones we seek. That means the task you have been given remains crucial. While you were being lectured by our friend the historian, the advantage of being a cat, you know. You go where you... That's where I saw them in a cabinet. Mere slivers, but specks of starstones nonetheless. They lay there, silent. Let me phrase it like Zigzags might. A unit... I'll not pretend to have all the answers. All that I... If Zigzags worries, I worry. We are talking about a... Don't we all long for a sanctuary where our... But perhaps I speak only... Like any cat worth its salt, though, I met him first, a long time ago, out in the wastes of Youthful Gore. So I told him who I was and showed him my... In the end, he even shared his great sorrow with me. Oh, before you go, here. Take this. You'll need the other one, too, if you want to make use of its powers, but... Alas, now that this matter has been settled, Hunters, I shall detect...